guys, and welcome to another Gearheads Garage production. In today's video we are back working on the Dynamark. We finished welding up the front bumper, which we could not finish welding in last video. We get that all done, haven't painted anything yet, making sure everything is finalized the way we want it to. And as well as we also go ahead and start working on the back, getting a custom 3-point hitch mocked up and installed, and hopefully we do some plowing. So guys, the last time we worked on the Dynamark, we got the front bumper mounted up and just about done before I got to this side, and I just got it tacked on before I ran out of wire. Well, went and got some new wire the other day, so let's go ahead and throw it in the welder and finish this bad boy. Also, I went ahead and wired up the lights. So we now have working headlights. I didn't really do anything special. I just did mainly what the factory wiring harness did, which was, just run a power lead and a ground lead. Power lead to a switch and ground lead will just straight to a common ground on the solenoid. And just wired it up like so. So the bumper is fully welded now, just right about done with it. The only thing I gotta do is sand it down and paint it. But on this tractor, buddy of mine and me have been going back and forth about potentially adding a custom 3-point hitch to this thing. And well, we kind of decided that it would be the best option to go with a 3-point hitch setup like what is on the Suburban, aka Mutt 3. And well, he dropped something off yesterday, and let's just see what we've got. I've got a little bit of adjustment to do, but that is right about what we're looking at. As you can see, I've got to make some supports for these. I did not measure this width, so the frame is too wide, but you see them right there. Those are actually old Murray mowing deck lift supports, which are just wide enough to fit onto that bar. So that eliminates that issue. Only thing I got to do is drill holes. So let's get to it. So it has started raining pretty good, and the wind blowing pretty hard. I don't know if that's going to come out on camera. If I have any wind noise, I apologize. But I have been working on this for about, I don't know, a few hours. Just, shooting the barrel, seeing what works, what don't. And I have got my two mounting points right there. I realized one of them was good, and then the one right here was, backwards. So I did have to modify that hole a little bit. I had to make it a little bit bigger, but that ain't no big deal. But yeah, with this one, I just like, you know what? Why don't I just keep it like that and just use a spacer right there, you know, just to keep everything from sliding around. And well, as you can see right here, it fits, you know, pretty nicely. I just have it propped up in here. I'm gonna have to take these off and slide them on because I don't really feel like taking the tire off. But that's pretty much what we're looking at, boys. I have yet to drill the 2 holes into this plate right here. I don't think I showed this, but this used to be about 2 inches longer. I cut about 2 inches off of this piece right here so that it would fit right here. And I did have to move the seat forward about about 4.5 inches. But honestly, you can't exactly really tell it. At least I can't. But yeah, this piece right here would hit up against there, and sometimes it still does, you know, when you're bouncing around on it. But it should just rock and roll. But I kind of want to see what it'll do without having to drill the holes, cause that's 1/4 inch steel, and I don't really feel like drilling through it. But if I have to, so be it. Whatever. So yes, actually I'm probably going to take that off anyway, because the factory, the numbers for this tractor, the serial number plate and all, is right behind that plate. So I want to relocate that to somewhere, probably on the bottom of the seat, but we'll see what happens. So I've got everything set up. And I actually got the top link as well as the plow from Mutt 3 on here just to demonstrate. And now, granted, this is not his top link, this is mine. But I figured out the reason why the Sear Suburbans, the mounting point, is at a slant, because this piece right here, if you do it like the way it's done right here, it hits. It hits. But you can only lift the plow, oh, I don't know, a good, what is that, 4 or 5 inches off the ground. So, yes, he's probably gonna have to get a top link. Well, yeah, obviously a top link, but we're gonna probably have to modify it, which ain't no problem doing that. It's just a little hiccup, but so far, so good, I guess. Alright, so guys, it's been a minute since I've picked up the camera or really did anything, but we have the custom drag link for the back made. I had to do some minor modifications to it to get it to fit, which is what you do when you are dealing with an application of this sort. I still got a few things to tweak on it, I think. I've got to obviously get the right bolts instead of using the bolts that I was using for it. But mainly what this is these are the rear alignment adjusters for a 2018 to 2019 Ford SUV. And I work in an auto shop, and Ford had a recall on these rear adjustments, because apparently these bushings, something was going on with them, or something causing a vibration during highway speeds, I think it was. But they did a recall on that, so every one that I did, I was able to talk to one of the technicians, and I was able to get several of these rods. And they were like, what are you going to do with them? I'm like, you have no idea what I'm thinking about. So, you cut one of these off of that, and then you take one of these off of this, and all of a sudden, you just made yourself a custom top link. So, take this, and it goes just like that. The reason I had to make that modification right there is because if you see on the four-wheeler, I have the top link off of the Mutt 3 Suburban, and I was able to operate the lift, but I had to put that bend in it because this bar would interfere with the top link. So I had to put it down just a little bit. I think I'm going to have to grind out a little bit of that steel, but that ain't no big deal. But that's pretty much how that was made up. And as you can see by the end of the plow there, I have tried to plow with this thing, and it does it. It plows, but I think I have a little bit more tweaking to do. But I guess that will be for another video. So yeah, like I say, guys, we're about out of time for this episode. I hope you guys liked the whole finishing up the front bumper, as well as the whole modified Sears Suburban rear 3-point hitch install. I've still got a little bit more work to do on the hitch itself, as the grade of metal that's on the back of it is real thin, and it's starting to bow it out a little bit, which is no big deal. We'll just throw a piece of flat bar in behind it to strengthen it up. That ain't no big deal. So yes, with that being said, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're stopping there for the first time, please consider subscribing for custom project builds like this, as well as anything else we've got going on around here. So, yeah, till next time, Gearheads Garage out.